e-pharma line. So, but this rethink on e-pharmacies, is that not a deterrent to this entire startup atmosphere?
Look, the internet is now increasingly, with India becoming one of the largest connected nations in the world. We have 800 million, 82 crore Indians connected online. And by 25-26, the Prime Minister's vision is that we will have 120 crore Indians online. The diversity of commercial activities on the internet will proliferate. We will continue to expand. But we must understand that for every sector in which there is a new participant on the internet, an online version of a real world activity or a real world business, the sectoral rules, terms and conditions and regulations will certainly apply. And if the health ministry has misgivings about online pharmacies, and there is ample evidence, there are certain online pharmacies that are absolutely violating and dispensing medicines without prescriptions, and then leading to almost an illegal trade in some of these prescription medicines, that there is a need for some certain rules and oversight and scrutiny. So I think that the health ministry will take a call and what is permitted online, what type of online pharmacy activities are permitted, what is the length and breadth and scope of the medicines that can be dispensed online by online pharmacy. So I don't think this is in any way controversial. I think this is a natural consequence of moving something that is real world, which has rules and regulations in the real world, to the cyber world. But the expectation that just because you move to the cyber world, that the real world rules and rules and regulations don't apply is unfortunately false for those who believe that.
So you're saying it's more about regulating the e-pharmas rather than banning them or shutting them altogether. But the AIOCD, that's the physical group with the body, they are planning protests because they believe not enough is being done. So as voice from the government, would you want to say something?
Certainly, Anand, this is not our ministry's remit or an area that I can comment on. And I'm certainly happy to convey whatever is communicated to me to my senior colleague Mansukh Manvia ji, who's absolutely on the ball, efficient health minister, and he certainly is very technologically savvy, and he will certainly look into these issues as they need to be looked into.
Rajiv ji, final 2 or 3 questions, and this is with respect to what's happening in Parliament. As a citizen, I'm waiting to see the future and perhaps the contours of DPDP, debate, discussion in Parliament. But we see a fight between the government and the opposition. It's an apology versus JPC scenario.
No, look, I think, Anand, what Rahul Gandhi did and said in the UK and the lies that he has trotted out there, and look, most of us have observed him. We know that he has a penchant for lies. He usually lies in schools, and that has been his politics for several years. But to go out there and lie blatantly and brazenly about the institutions of India, the judiciary, the media, the parliament, and do so as if he is not accountable, can never be accountable for his lies, and he can never be accountable for defaming these institutions that have been built over years and decades. And it is an absolute shameful irony that this man, whose family has lived off the system and have thrived off the system for generations and decades, suddenly turns around and is finding everything from the judiciary to the media to the parliament to parliamentarians and the money parliament, everything objectionable and lying brazenly about it. So I think genuinely that this is not a question of a free pass for Rahul Gandhi. He has to apologize. He has to clarify what he said. And certainly I don't think the people of India are in a mood today when so many of us work so hard. There are millions and millions of Indians who go to work every day, work hard to make a better future. The Prime Minister is creating these new opportunities for them to work hard and create a better future. And this man just waltzes in between his 5 foreign trips a month and 6 foreign trips a year and makes these bizarre, absurd, and defamatory statements about everything that is precious to all Indians. So I think the issue today is that he really needs to come back to Parliament, shorten his holiday wherever he's spending his holiday, apologize, or at least clarify what he said, why he said it. And then all of the business, including the placard waving by the Congress and his colleagues, can be addressed. But certainly today, as a citizen, I speak, not as a minister or as an MP, as a citizen, I believe that this is not something that can go on like this, where this type of defaming countries' institutions is just left unchecked, unaccounted for, or with no accountability for these type of statements.
But somewhere, Rajiv ji, it looks like it's a standoff now. The government has said, till you apologize, we are not going to hear any of your other demands. But the other thing is, they're saying that the government is trying to prop up Rahul Gandhi as the premier opposition voice. And it's also trying to use the same opposition strategy of protest politics to counter this JPC demand.
So look, I think people are deluding themselves that BJP needs to do anything for the 2024 elections other than rely on our Prime Minister's work, his mission, his agenda of development, making sure opportunities are available to every Indian. We are laser